Budweiser 200. It is an absolutely beautiful day here in the wine country of California, folks. You heard about the rain a few months ago. Nothing has been washed away. It is more breathtaking than ever here in the Sonoma Valley. Hello, everyone. I'm Jerry Punch. You know, the Southwest Tour is one of 11 different touring series in NASCAR. These young drivers run 18 races on the year at 12 different racetracks, but this is the only time they will run on a road course, which makes this race even more critical. And this is not just any road course. This is an extremely difficult course to negotiate. Right, Ned Jarrett?
You're right, Jerry. This is one of the toughest courses they run on. There are 12 distinct turns here, which leaves very little room for error. And it's only fitting that they would run on a tough racetrack this weekend in front of the NASCAR Winston Cup drivers and teams. Maybe they can make an impression if they do well that someday might help to move them into another division of NASCAR. Now, I'm in turn 7, which is one of the few places on this racetrack that you can pass on, but it also is one of the toughest turns on this racetrack. We see a lot of action here. They come in here at a high rate of speed, have to gear down into second gear, and then try to get a good run off of here to go through the high-speed S turns. And then at the end of those S turns is Benny Parsons, which is one of the slowest places on the racetrack. But, Benny, that doesn't mean it's easy.
Turn 11, the absolute slowest part of the racetrack, Ned, you're right. About 35 miles per hour through this corner. But as slow as it is, that doesn't mean it's not important. How well you get through this corner really means how well you're going to get around the racetrack. And one guy, our pole sitter, Ron Hornaday, gets around this corner very, very well. One reason that Ron Hornaday is now the driver on the NASCAR Super Truck by Crasson Series, one of NASCAR's newest touring series, in Dale Earnhardt's Chevy truck. And he not only is driving Earnhardt's truck, he is leading that series. One of the reasons is how well he's been able to get around this racetrack over the years and impress Dale Earnhardt. John Kernan.
Another driver in today's field looking to impress someone and maybe move up to the Super Truck Series in the next couple of years. Start 6. That's Jimmy Englebright. Brand new car, brand new motor. This is his 3rd trip here. It says 3rd time's a charm. Recall last year, he was the guy who flipped over, landed upside down on his top. He says today just could be his day. Well, Kyle Petty joins me on pit road today. And Kyle, at Darlington, you wanted to put Bass in there. It was Carp at Bristol. What about Sears Point?
Well, it's just like you guys have been talking about. This is one of the toughest racetracks on the circuit for us or the Southwest Tour. It doesn't make any difference. I don't really have to worry about this racetrack. Eventually, it's going to fall off in the ocean and be with the sharks and the seals and everything else. You don't have to worry about putting anything in Sears Point. But it is a tough racetrack, just like I said. And it's because of the ladder, the changes. You go uphill, you go downhill, there's blind corners. It's going to be tough on these guys. And if you can impress a Winston Cup guy here, this is going to be the place they impress them, Jerry.
Indeed, Kyle. Let's hope it doesn't fall off for a little while. We've got a great starting lineup here. 42 cars, a Suzuki starting grid. Take a look. Ron Hornaday, his 17th career pole, will lead the charge. Hooper is a factor there. Up front, there are 4 different winners. John Pock starting in 10th spot, a 3-time winner at this racetrack. Looking at the top 15. Back 16, there is a couple of strong road racers. Ron Esau starting in 16th spot. Flying Brian Germoni, former Rookie of the Year, starts 21st. And that Cope, that number 19, that is Ernie Cope. That is Derek Cope's 25-year-old cousin. Last year, what an exciting race we had. We had one driver, Craig Rodman, driving the car number 2, had to build an engine in the pits overnight, started 42nd on the field shotgun, and what a day he had. On the final lap, he was running 2nd, Ned Jarrett, and ran out of gas and coasted home in 5th place. And so today, he will carry an in-car camera and a radio. Let's talk with him, Ned.
Okay, as he gets ready for the start of this race. Craig, this is Ned Jarrett. Do you read me?
Yes.
Okay, you got one more lap. You're ready to get the green flag. How are things looking for you?
Who's that? I didn't hear that.
Okay, Craig, this is Ned Jarrett again. How are things looking for you today?
Looking real good, Ned. We're sitting in a good spot. Car's been working real good all weekend. I think everything's going to go real good for us.
Now, I know you got to think a little bit about last year when you came so close to a 2nd place finish here and then ran out of gas. What are you going to do a little bit different today?
Well, this time we've got a little bit better fuel cell, and, you know, we finished pretty early last time, and this time we're going to come in closer to the halfway point. We shouldn't have a problem.
Okay, thank you very much, and good luck out there.
Thank you very much.
And Craig Rodman will start 9th today in the Advantage Memory Olds Cutlass. Back with racing action from the Sears Point Raceway after this. Stay with us. Budweiser 200 is being brought to you by Suzuki. Your Suzuki motorcycle and ATV dealer has the ride you've been waiting for and the financing to get it. By Valvoline, the #1 choice of America's top mechanics. And by NASCAR 94 Year in Review. To order, call 800-71-NASCAR. Take a look at this 2.5 2-mile road course. There are 12 turns here, 7 right and 5 left. And the elevation change some 60 feet. That is 6 stories in elevation change. 12 turns, 7 right turns, 5 left turns here at this winding 2.5-mile road course. Glad to have you with us as the green flag is waved by Bob Huntington, the Southwest Tour flagman. They will scurry up the hill. I said yes, up the hill toward turn 1 and 1A.
Coming out of turn 6, Ron Hornaday with the lead. He'll gear down into second gear coming into this tight, flat turn. Try to get himself positioned to get off of here with a good bite, and he does that. As they head down towards the S's, we see a couple of cars coming in here really putting those brakes on, but as you see them go through those S's, a lot of work being done to these drivers and a high level of concentration. Benny, they're heading towards you.
And they're coming through the S's. That was R.K. Smith. Ken Peterson, the 21 car, the black 21 that we saw. And as we see the cars come through, here comes Ron Hornaday. Straight towards me, turns right, makes the corner. There goes R.K. Smith. There's Kenny Peterson, the 21 car, and Dennis Dyer in 4th. Looks like everybody's been able to get through this corner. No problem so far, Jerry.
And Benny, after 1 lap of 50, which comprises 200-kilometer event, it is Hornaday the leader. Hooper in 2nd spot. R.K. Smith is 3rd, but he's getting a challenge on the outside by Kenny Peterson as R.K. goes across the rumble strip up in turn 2. They're still climbing the hill up to 2A and turn 3.
Well, that was a pretty gutsy move, Jerry, by Peterson. It didn't work for him, but at least he gave it a hard try.
And one car has gone way off the racetrack and down an embankment just behind that line of campers.
Well, you can see it's a Pontiac, at least.
That's Lance Hooper, the 07 car, who was the 2nd fastest qualifier, running 2nd at the time. Here's a look at what happened.
Wow, it just noses off of there into the grass, gets up on the right side just a little bit, heads towards that motorhome. Well, there had to be some anxious moment for some of those people there, but he did not get to them, fortunately.
Well, there's a bank there that he was actually going down a hill. Those motorhomes are up overlooking there, and Lance Hooper trying to get the car fired, but unfortunately, he's going to be a long time down in that little ravine there at Sears Point. We told you how tough the race course was, Benny. It is extremely difficult here at Sears Point.
Hey, Jerry, if he gets the thing started, where's he going? There's no way that race car is going to climb that hill. He's going to have to wait until the race is over and a wrecker pull him out of that hole. That's unbelievable how far down in there he went. And we can see the distance now that Hornaday has been able to put on R.K. Smith and Ken Peterson.
There's Peterson, the car number 21. He is in 3rd spot. There's Hornaday. Now, he's gone by about 4.5 seconds, and here comes the 87 and 21 2nd and 3rd place cars of Smith and Peterson. Let's check in the pits with John Kernan. John?
Jerry, I just talked to Lance Hooper's crew chief, Mike Sturr. He tells me that over the radio he has talked with Lance, and Lance doesn't know if something might have broken on the car or if he just hung a wheel off. But at any rate, Lance cannot get his car out of there, so their day is done. He says they won't be able to get the car back here to the pits. It'll have to stay out there.
And a tough break, John. He was 2nd in the point standings, just 12 points behind M.K. Kankey, so that'll hurt him in his quest for a Southwest Tour championship. happened a moment ago with the second fastest qualifier, Lance Hubert.
When he gets off of the course, Jerry, almost goes end over end, and then the car gets up on his right side and scoots down through the grass. But as you say, there's another bank there that would keep him from going to where those motorhomes are. But that had to be a wild ride for him.
And Jerry, you talked about at the very top of the show just how nice and plush that the Sonoma Valley is, and Napa Valley is out here this time with all the rain they've had. Just again, we've got to run for second place. Peterson trying to get on the inside, trying to outbrake him. Oh, there we go. Peterson does take in second spot from R.K. Smith.
So a change for second position. Former winner here, Kenny Peterson, 88 Rookie of the Year, 1991 winner here. As we get a little smoke coming out of the car number 10, that is Vic Wright. That's a car he has rented from Ron Hornaday. And he will head toward the pits. And also here is John Cox, a three-time winner at Sears Point. The only driver to win this race more than once. He brings the Save Mart car down pit road for an unscheduled stop.
Jerry, he slowed going into turn 6 a moment ago, and he did, of course, get it back to the pits. So I don't know what the problem is. We see them jack it up on the left side. Let's go to the pits and Kyle Petty on the 17 car. We see John Kernan in the pits there of the 6. John, go ahead.
John Cox is in. They got under it. Look what's happened. And you see this happen quite often here. The car got stuck in one gear, probably in second or third gear, so they had to get under it, unstick it, and they send Cox back out onto the racetrack. Let's go down to Kyle Petty.
That's the same problem that happened to the 17 car of Randy Olson. You talk about how tough this racetrack is. Not only it's so tough, you've got to change gears. It's not like the ovals that we usually run. These guys are snatching and jerking and braking at the same time. Sometimes it gets hung in between second and third, sometimes between third and fourth. He might have cracked the shaft on his transmission. That could be one of the reasons of the sleeping there.
I'll tell you what, this guy's fuel mileage is not going to be very good because, look, the seal on the disconnect, quick disconnect is bad, and as he goes around those left right-handers, all the fuel is going out of the car.
And we see that a lot of times here on this road course.
Well, we're in the early laps here at Sears Point International Raceway with exciting Southwest Tour action, the Budweiser 200. Back with more after this. In Speed World coverage of the Federline Southwest Tour Budweiser 200. Another car off the track, that is Doug Reno out of Canoga Park, California. The Great American Plumbing Chevrolet does a little off-road excursion there. And he backs his car down away from the racetrack. Apparently he's got a problem, so a lot of problems for cars early on here at Sears Point. Here's what happened a moment ago to Reno.
We can see he's coming along. The car seems to be fine. He goes in the corner, but he just cannot get the car stopped. It's like the brakes went away or something. Could not get the car stopped off in the grass. And he really goes for a ride up the hill. Man, now he is back on the racetrack trying to get back to the pit area at least. It looks like Hornaday is being challenged by Peterson. That's Hornaday, the white car right there, the 97. And right behind the black car is Kenny Peterson, number 21.
Yeah, he's definitely gaining, Benny, and he's heading right into your area. And I think he's picking up a good bit of time when he comes through those S's and also when he comes into your turn there at 11. Let's watch it.
All right, here comes the leader, Hornaday. By a slow car, brakes hard. Right-hander, here comes Peterson. As well, it looks like you're right, Ned. He might have gained a car length or two through turn 11 that time. Now they'll make the left-hander for turn 12 to the start-finish line.
Another car was coming into the pits, and it's Craig Rodman in the car number 2. John Kernan, you have any advance warning of this?
Well, as he makes his way into the pits, 35 miles an hour, when I'm being told the car is stuck in high gear. So Rodman pulling in, they'll put the jack under, they'll have to get a man underneath, try and unstick it to see if he can get back out there. There you see the young man crawling underneath to work on the transmission, trying to unstick it once again. Rodman stuck in high gear.
And what a tough break for Rodman. Roger Bracken, the crew chief there on the jack looking beneath the car number 2. And Rodman, who had already won once in Southwest Tour competition here in 1995. He picked up a win back in March 25th in El Cajon. This car sits on pit road. There were problems right in front of you a moment ago, Benny.
Sure was. The 15 made just a little bit of contact with the 28 being John Walsh. John almost went around. That did about not a 360, a 180. Gets it right in the way it goes. There we see the race for first once again between Hornaday and Kenny Peterson.
And Davy Jones in the pits, and our Kyle Petty is there. Kyle?
Same thing, guys. It's just like we've been talking about the whole time. These guys are jamming these things in between second and third, in between third and fourth. They're coming in high gear. They're coming in second gear. And another car sitting right down about 2 pits behind me. Can you see the number on it? They're up under it doing the same thing. So that's going to be a problem once these guys get it set. They'll be all right.
Davy Jones, a pretty good road racer. You think anyone could switch and change gears? He could. It's got to be something wrong, possibly concerned about some of these transmissions. He was trying to baby that car and be able to get 50 laps during the day at the Sears Point Raceway. There is Ron Hornaday, the Ultra Wheels Chevrolet Monte Carlo, our pole sitter and leader since the drop of the green flag. But about 4 car lengths back is the car number 21, Ken Patterson, 88 Rookie of the Year. You take a look at the field summer to see where your favorite driver is running. And Patterson running in second spot, about 3 car lengths back. He won this race in '91, and he finished second here in 1993 as they exit the carousel, turn 6, and head toward Ned Jarrett.
And Hornaday comes in here in his good clip, as he normally does. Peterson picks up just a little bit coming in here. But you noticed on the rundown there that the cars are all in the lead lap. Even those cars have been making pit stops. It takes 1 minute and 40 seconds or so to go around this racetrack. So they can make a pit stop, get back out, and still stay in the lead lap and then hope for a caution. Well, you see those cars spinning the wheels as they come off of this turn 7. This is a critical point on the racetrack, trying to get traction off here. How you get into the turn means a great deal, and of course as they head down through these S's, as we see them running through that area now, it's very critical as well as to how you approach those turns. You go into some of them wide, cut down close to the inside. Try to keep those wheels off of those riffle strips down in the middle as much as possible. Benny, they're right there at the U, those who are watching.
That's Bob Lyon in the red 44, followed closely by Jim Englebright. And the 30, there's a spin. I guess that's in front of you, isn't it, Ned?
Well, it's car number 15. It is right directly in front of me, and he was involved in that little altercation a little bit earlier with down there in your area, Benny, but he gets her going again. Let's see if we can see what happened here. Looks like he come in there probably a little too fast. And there's that 28 car that he touched down in your turn a little bit ago, but I don't think there's any contact up here between them this time. I think 15 car, Daniel Quint's just coming here a little bit too fast.
So a spin by Darrell Prince out of Sparks, Nevada, right outside of Las Vegas. The Colin Ray country music star, one of the sponsors on that car, Colin Ray, Chevrolet Lumina. As we are in the early laps here on the Budweiser 200 at Sears Point Raceway. Beautiful afternoon, beautiful part of the country. Stay with us, back in a moment. Breathtaking here, the vineyards, the wineries, the countryside, lush and green. Absolute great place for a vacation, even a better place to come see a great NASCAR race here at Sears Point Raceway. Here are the leaders. Ron Hornaday Jr., 2-time Southwest Tour champion, our leader. Back behind him, car number 21 is Ken Patterson, 34-year-old driver from California. There's the car number 21 of Patterson. He is in a Chevrolet as well. It's a Lumina, unlike the Monte Carlo at number 97, which leads.
Looks like Hornaday beginning to pull away a little bit now. Peterson was closing in, but now Hornaday moving away just a little bit at least. There's Ken Schrader running quite in 4th place.
Kenny Schrader, who won this race a year ago. And here's the car number 44 of Bob Lyon from Agua Dulce, California. It's Old Cutlass. He is waging battle back there with Jim Englebright.
Oops, around we go. Came off the corner. And another car is off the corner. Looks like it's very slick off that corner. As, who is that? The 25 car has spun Terry McCarthy. But he has the car righted. He's on his way again.
I mentioned at the top of the show, this is the only road course these drivers run all year, so they don't get a lot of experience, guys, in negotiating a road course. Here's a look again at what happened to Terry McCarthy just a moment ago.
Comes off the corner. Actually, he probably cut the corner a little bit too sharp, did not let it go out wide enough. Could not, the car couldn't maintain that, and we see the other car almost spin as he gets off in the grass.
And a 32 car, Chris Shannon, spun up in turn 2. And here he comes. Actually, he pulled the car off the course. There's the car number 32 of Chris Shannon out of Merced, California, the Shannon Pump Company Chevrolet. And that's Kenny Shepard, who ran so well here a year ago. Shepard had a great finish, finished 4th in this race last year. Car number 95, obviously having his trouble a little bit today, showing some smoke from the left side of that car. Looks like he may have a tire rubbing.
Definitely got some smoke coming from it, Jerry. Here's the 4 car. What was he running up in about 3rd place? Dyer. Having his problem. And we have a caution in this area of the track, Jerry, up in turn 7. But on road courses, you know, there can be a caution in one turn and not in another.
And there is no caution here, Ned, so that is an isolated caution just for that one spot on the racetrack.
But we don't really have any problems in this immediate part of the track. As we see what happens to Dennis Dyer. He just came off of that turn and scooted right up there onto the dirt banking.
I tell you what, that dirt bank did not do that car any good, I'll guarantee you.
No. There's that 32 car that we saw pull off a little bit ago.
That's Chris Shannon, and I'm unfortunate to say that I did not get by his trailer this morning. His mom cooked dinner for me today, and I'm sorry, Chris, didn't get by there.
So let's ride a little bit here with the car number 2, Craig Rodman, out of Redding, California, the Advantage Memory Revenge Racing Bods Goodyear Old Cutlass.
Looky here. Peterson in the 21 car has caught Hornaday. Remember just a few laps ago what an advantage that Hornaday has, but now Kenny Peterson is right on his back bumper. Well, as I said, that looks like Hornaday's driving away.
Hornaday's had a pretty busy weekend already, running in the truck series. You said Vinnie Parsons, finishing 9th in the Papa John's Pizza Chevrolet, owned by Dale and Teresa Earnhardt. As we are told, the caution now will be shown to the field, and we've had enough cars going off the course that you got to imagine that NASCAR would want to move some of those cars to a safer area.
Oh, we got one spinning here in turn 7. The car number...
Now we're hearing there's oil on the racetrack, so that's why the caution flag being shown here at a lap number 11.
And I think that might be the reason that we have seen that caution in this particular area, Jerry. It's been awfully slick.
You know, guys, Jerry's talked about how it's rained out here and how plush it looks. We see all that beautiful green grass. There we see Chris Shannon. But in years past, this grass has always been golden brown. Just think if Hubert had spun down there 2 or 3 years ago, he'd have set the grass on fire.
Okay, let's take a look at the 85 car that came in here. That's Mcgrew, and he came in there in a hurry and hit a slick spot, and around he went. But you can see all of that sand in there, sort of like one of those runoffs. And when you go through the mountains and they see a truck run off, if they lose their brakes, that's what this sand does. It slows them down in a hurry. I'm only 100 feet from them, but I'm in no danger.
So we're under caution here for the first time today at Sears Point Raceway. Back with more exciting Southwest Tour action in the Budweiser 200 in just a moment.
Car. Let's check in with Craig Rodman, who made an unscheduled pit stop. Craig, did everything get straightened out?
Yeah, Ned, I think we got it pretty much handled. Unfortunately, we stuck in 4th gear there and had to run a few laps in that way, but I think we got it back in shape now, and I just want to say thanks to Dave Reed and John Ironman at Advantage Memory Computer, and everything seems to be going pretty good right now.
Well, you got your work cut out for you to try to get back to the front, though.
Well, it seems like that's the way it usually works for me. I always seem to get to the back and then make it back to the front, so this is pretty much usual for us.
Okay, go get them.
A lot.
Customary starting spot for Craig Rodman. We told you he started 42nd last year here and was running in 2nd spot on the final lap when he ran short of fuel and he coasted across in 5th position. Getting set for a restart after a number of cars have been pulled to safety around the racetrack. Some of your favorite drivers, Lance Hooper having a problem early on. Ernie Cope had a problem. Chris Shannon. Those cars have been pulled away to a safe area on the road course. And Ron Hornaday, who was the pole sitter, was being shown as our leader, although he made a brief off-course excursion near a tire barrier just a lap or so ago as they follow now. the Ford Mustang safety car, down in front of Benny Parsons.
Well, that's the reason that obviously that Hornaday lost his advantage. He did get off the course, but that tells you just how tough this racetrack is and how easy it is. Just one, if you don't keep your concentration 100% of the time, one little lapse and you're off the course, as we've seen several times already today. The cars are lining up for the restart, and just a second, Hornaday will lead the charge to turn 1. And there goes Kenny Schrader, trying to get by someone.
They will fan out 3 wide, and Kenny Schrader right in the middle. He's the guy who won this race a year ago. There is the car number 33, M.K. Kanky, our point leader in Southwest Tour competition.
Oh, and the 20 car around Englebright goes right in the middle of the racetrack, but fortunately he's backing, and so far no one has made contact with him, and he's still backing around. It looks like that the whole field is going by and not make contact with Englebright. Wow!
But boy, look at the track position that he gave up. He was right up here in the front. Now he's absolutely at the back.
He's saying, curse is spoiled again. There we see him from a different camera angles. He backs and says, let me, oh! And that yellow car almost hit him head on, and the red car almost hit him head on. And finally he says, thank goodness I'm off the racetrack. And we can see just a little bump from Troy Beebe. That's Troy in the white 63. And look at all those cars trying to get around Englebright. Man.
So Troy Beebe and Dennis Dyer back there getting crowded as they came across up turn 1 and ended up getting a little contact with Englebright. His car loops, and here's the advantage up front as Hornaday once again pulling away by about 6 or 7 car lengths over the second place car of Kenny Peterson.
There we see, let's see, that's Bob Lyon in the red 44 having a challenge on the inside. That's Tom Hubert in the blue 16 as Beebe tries to go on the outside. Tommy Hubert in the blue 16 works for Michael Waltrip back in the shop in Mooresville, North Carolina. We've got a spin up here in turn 11 as Ron Esau is spun. He gets the car right in. We're back racing again. There we see Esau in the yellow 66 leaving the area where he spun.
There's a look at the Pontiac Grand Prix of Esau. Former series champion here in the Southwest Tour. Won the first year they had the tour formed back in 1986.
Uh-oh, that red car's out in Never Never Land. He made it back there okay. Oh, and he's back in Never Never Land again then. That's Prince.
Been around this time.
Darrell Prince from up in Nevada, Lake Tahoe area.
He's had a tough time today. He gets the car righty though. He'll take off again. Don't believe he did much damage, if any.
He told me yesterday he wanted to get on TV, but I'm sure he didn't want to get on TV this way. There we see him way out wide as he tries to get by Randy Olson in the 17. He gets inside Olson, they make contact, and Darrell goes across the curb. Around he goes, and Colin Ray is here. I don't guess he's here, but he'll probably watch this race.
And you see his hood there that says Kicks Citrus Soda. He got a kick out of the groove there. And the car number 34 in the pitch and towel is there.
Right side tires. They came in and changed right side tires, sent him back out. They had some problems. It looks like he's run up under somebody with the front end of the car. It's all smashed in. They were worried about the radiator being into the fan and into the motor and stuff. It's leaking some water. It's leaking some fluid. They'll probably bring him back in the next few laps. But they let him go back out there for now, guys.
And, of course, Doug Mccowan, the 1985 Winston Racing Series national champion. He had a good run. 3 victories a year ago in Southwest Tour competition. And here's our leader, Ron Hornaday Jr. Car number 97, beautiful Chevrolet Monte Carlo. He built the car himself.
And you can see just how weak the front springs on that car are as he goes in the corner. The front end goes down and just literally drags the racetrack.
Jerry said he built that car himself. He was telling me this morning that the first 3 qualifiers here were cars that he built, and also the 5th place car. So he was right proud of the fact that he had 4 in the top 5 on the grid that cars were built by him.
Plus, Ned, what he does, he's got 2 other cars in the field that he rents out. He calls it his RTO program, rent to own.
Uh-oh. Here's some that might need to rent something. Well, they're up in the grass. They might be able to get back off.
Well, that's some grass that maybe needed some mowing up there, but these cars don't have a blade attached. One car.
That looks like up in the turn 2 area. Yeah, there we are in turn 2. Some contact between That's the 58. And the red car, they just get hung together, cannot become separated, and they just go directly off the track together.
That's Paul Dubé in the 58 from Victorville, California. And the red roofed ends car will sit there. Apparently the car will not refire as Juan Hornaday Jr. continues to show the way. The two-time Southwest Tour former champion leading here at Sears Point Raceway. Back in a moment. Friday night, 12:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 9:30 p.m. Pacific. Fastest half hour in motorsports. Exciting highlights of racing from all around the world. Speed Week. Put it on your calendar, 12:30 a.m. on Friday evenings. Take a look at our rundown here as we approach the halfway point. Ron Hornaday, our pole sitter, is being shown up front. Kenny Peterson in second spot. Ken Schrader, Winston Cup competitor, last year's winner in third. Good run for the car number 16, Tom Hubert, former pole sitter here. Take a look back to see where your favorite driver is running. Ron Esau back in 22nd spot. And Craig Rodman being shown in 21st spot. Remember, he has had to start shotgun following that latest pit stop to work on the transmission. It had been hung in fourth gear, as you heard Kyle Petty and John Curtin say.
And here's car number 9 off the track right here in turn 7. That is Doug Reno. He gets the car right in front of car number 14, but they're able to avoid contact. We'll take a look at what happened coming into the turn. Down on the inside. Well, no, he's on the outside. Coming a little bit fast, perhaps. Sort of gets off camber when you come in that wide here, and he gets his left wheels out on the dirt or the grass and spins her around. No harm done. And here is Ron Hornaday, still just pulling away. Boy, that car is really working today. Here he comes now out of turn 6, headed up in our area. He just put a lap on the car 34 that Kyle Petty was talking about a little bit ago that was in the pits, MK Kanky. No, that's not Kanky, that's Doug Mccowan. Here is Schrader coming into the turn. He locks that right front brake coming into the turn. But he makes the turn okay. Ooh, a couple cars almost get together there.
That Tom Hubert in the blue car is, the 16 is in 4th place. That red 10 car of Vic Wright is a couple of laps down. He is between right now Hubert and Schrader. There's Schrader, the AC Delco car. Rice and Tommy Hubert. Michael Walker told me that Tom Hubert is leading their development of their 1996 Pontiac. And there we see Craig Rodman has gone by Roy Teston, the 7 car. Flying through the field, but he did stop and change some tires on that caution. That's one reason he's able to run so much faster than these other cars.
He was 31st on the restart, Benny. He is now being shown in 20th position. And folks, that may now sound like a lot, but 11 spots on a road course in less than 4 laps, that is coming in a hurry. Talking about the car number 2 there, Craig Rodman, who you saw the in-car camera riding along with him. Started back in 9th position, the advantage of memory. Oldsmobile Cutlass.
That's Roy Teston, the DuPont sponsored car. And there's Jim Englebright, who you saw spin earlier, and back down the racetrack on the back bumper of Teston. And we can see that Englebright started shotgun on the field. He's been able to get by all these cars. There's Charlie Saeed. That's the 66 car of Ron Esau and Randy Olson in the 70. And another car off the course. There's old buddy, Darrell Krantz.
Well, he's getting on TV a lot today, Benny.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Darrell, you're doing good. Well, no, Darrell, you're doing real good, but you're certainly getting some TV time.
I told you he had a sponsor he was trying to impress today. It's called Kick. And you talk about, he's been kicked out of the groove by about everybody on the racetrack today. It's a citrus soda produced by the RC Cola folks out in Florida, and well with Paul and Ray. So a tough day for Darrell Krantz as you're riding along with Craig Rodman in the car number 2.
And Kenny Schrader is coming in the pits, the 3rd place car down pit road as we watch from Craig Rodman's in-car camera. There we see Schrader I don't know if it's the schedule or he's just stopping short. He might be stopping short, only planning to stop one time today.
We told you the fuel window was around 30 laps. There would be 31 to go. So you got to wonder, as you watch Timmy Cohook and company, they will change right side tires, and John Kernan is there. John?
It doesn't look like anything out of the ordinary right now. Henry Benfield putting in the first can of gasoline. On the right rear now, as they look at that, apparently a problem for Schrader on the right rear tire. We can't see from our vantage point, we're on the left side of the car. It is now full of fuel, but Timmy Cohook and the crew working on that right rear. Apparently they've got a problem. We'll try and check it out, Jerry.
Look, they might have had trouble getting that tire off. Benny Parsons, you were watching what they're doing with the right rear. What do you think, Captain?
No, there's something wrong with the chassis under there, like the sway bar, panhard bar is broken or something, because they were looking, trying to figure out exactly what was wrong with the car. John Kernan and Tim Coots will probably know exactly what the problem is right now.
And that's the car that won here a year ago. And here's a car just went off the course a moment ago.
I believe that's a, what, 34 car, Jerry?
34 of Doug Mccowan of Prunedale, California.
And that is probably going to bring out the caution flag, because it doesn't look like he's in too good a spot.
And if it does, that's exactly what Ken Schrader, if his car is okay, that's exactly what he wanted to do. Make a green flag pit stop. There is the caution. And,
well, see, now that doesn't signify caution all the way around the racetrack. That signifies the caution in that area. But down where I am, man, there's a standing caution flag. That does mean, yes, the caution flag is out all the way around the racetrack.
Let's check in the pits where John Kernan is caught up with Timmy Cahoot. John?
Timmy, what's the problem?
One of our brackets there in the back that holds our strut and our coilover seems to be, I don't know if he got off course or didn't have a good chance to look at it there, but we got some damage in the back end, and that might put us down for the rest of the day.
All right, thank you, Timmy.
Timmy Cahoot, who handles all of Kenny Schrader's racing operation. Now, Schrader is back on the racetrack, but as cars are slipping and sliding all over this racetrack, you see another car slipped off, and we got some smoke out of one machine. There is what looks like the 44 car, and that is Bob Lyon, the Eagle Snacks Oldsmobile. His car has spun off. Take a look again at what happened to Bob Lyon.
This is from the in-car camera on Craig Robbins. No, I'm sorry, this is and he and Troy Beebe make contact. Beebe is able to get his car right in and continue on, but Lyle does end up sitting in the grass.
And here's how it started just a moment ago, this spin, as you take a look and see Beebe in the white car.
he goes down on the inside and looks like he makes contact with the 44 car of Bob Lyon and spins him right on around. There it is again. See Lyon spinning around, and Beebe gets his car righted, almost has to stop, but keeps it going.
And we are told to have a full course caution, second caution flag, lap number 21, as Bob Lyons, who is fifth in the point standings, right now sits in the grass under caution at Sears Point. Under caution, a full course caution for the second time today, and pit stops could become important as we are 21 laps in, and it looks like our leader, Benny Parsons, is headed toward you.
Yes, you're the all-come. Hornaday goes by. Peterson goes by. Tom Hubert goes by. Kyle Petty up in Kenny Peterson's shop. Pit to you.
Yeah, these guys were sitting here, and the crew chief said, stay off the wall. We're not coming unless the 97 comes. As soon as they saw him jump, they were ready for him. They're changing rear tires on these things. We went through this last time. This is something that you don't see in Winston Cup racing, but in road racing and a lot of type of short track racing, when they try to change the stagger or they're just wearing these tires out, they change both rear tires. Up to you, John.
Juan Hornaday Jr. is in, car already jacked up there, likewise changing rear tires, second can of gasoline going in. Doug Richards says they should be able to make it. Juan Hornaday Jr. is down and away. He will win the race off pit road.
Boy, great pit work there. Sam Gonzalez and the rest of the crew there in the Victory Circle chassis car. Ron Hornaday.
And Hubert was able to take over second place coming out of the pits. Tommy Hubert, the blue car we saw right behind Hornaday. And here goes Peterson, and he's going to lose several spots during this pit stop as John Cox is able to get in front of him in the Safeguard car.
Let's take a look at what happened a moment ago. Under caution, someone took a wild ride down toward turn 10 near Benny Parsons.
Well, that's turn 9. He comes through, and he gets the car just a little out of shape. We can see the wheels turn back as he tries to save it. He does save it, but then he goes the other way, and then he goes the other way. And finally, he cannot keep up, and look out tires. Yes, we missed him. Uh-oh, I just spoke too soon. Thought it was a great job of driving, but Kyle Petty.
I'm hearing Ken Peterson spin again. They're arguing with the NASCAR official. See the crew holding their arms up? See the crew holding their arms up? They're counting. They're saying they had too many men over the wall. They're saying he left pit road too fast. The man's running second in the race. Now they're all arguing, and these guys are saying, not me, I wasn't over the wall. They had one too many guys over the wall. If you go back and look at it, a guy kept jumping over in the front of the car, and nobody saw him, guys.
And what a tough break for Kenny Peterson, a former winner here at Sears Point Raceway. You don't want to have to come back and go to the end of that line because
we had
of the road
7.
course.
We counted for all 7 by hand raise. We know we didn't have 8 over the wall. We had tire guy, track guy, gas guy, catch can guy, me and a car carrier. Golf, 7.
This is like watching a baseball game and seeing the manager argue with the umpire, except he didn't kick any dirt on him. What's the deal?
Plus, he didn't throw him out of the game either, which is...
Exactly.
And the NASCAR official and the umpire ordinarily win those, and that's what happened there. You see Bob Lyons, car number 44, getting moved off the racetrack, getting an assist. We're under caution at Sears Point Raceway. Back with more action
A little bit ago, and let's see if we can get him on the radio as they get ready to go green here in just a moment. Craig, is that transmission working okay for you now?
Well, it was working pretty good there. We were moving our way up, and then it's hung up in 4th gear again, and I don't really think it's the transmission's fault. I think it's the shifter.
Well, you're coming right in front of my position here now in turn 7. You look pretty good coming through here. You made up a lot of spots there onto the green. Can you take those in front of you?
I think I can get by him. It might take me a couple of laps, but we got a lot of... Nope. I'll be up there at the end.
Okay, go get him.
Well, that's the car number 2 we're talking about. That's Craig Rodman, currently being shown in 12th position. And he's right behind the car number 20 of Englebright, Jim Englebright, who is in 11th spot. Let's go to Benny Parsons.
And Kyle Petty, what a great track back, because that's exactly what Craig Rodman said. He said it's hung in 4th gear again, but I don't think it's a transmission. I think it's a shifter. Exactly what you said, big boy. You're doing good.
Getting set for a restart at Sears Point International Raceway. They're showing the car number 77 as our leader after those pit stops by Hornaday and company. The 77 is a rookie, Ron Peterson, out of San Bernardino, California, in a Chevrolet Lumina. And we have been told by the pits that now Craig Rodman has gotten the car out of 4th gear. He is no longer stuck in 4th gear, so maybe he'll have a chance to get into the top 10 as he is currently in 12th spot. You heard the crew member say green, lap 25. After 4 laps of caution. And there is Juan Hornaday trying to pick his way back through some traffic. And he is actually racing for position. The car number 17 being shown in 2nd spot. That is Randy Olson. And here comes the car number 16, right along with him, Tom Hubert, former Parsons right here. And Hornaday jams on the brakes there as they will work down through the sweeping turns and head toward the carousel for Ned Jarrett.
And Jerry, this is the first time today that he really had to race for position, or at least he's never had a leader in front of him today. He's had a little bit of lap traffic on occasions, and of course, Ken Peterson has closed in a few times, and this is a new challenge for him as he comes into turn 7 here on the outside. Let's see if anybody can work over. They get together a little bit. The 5 cars about to get in trouble there, too. But now everybody heads down through the S's.
Man, that is a tough break for Tommy Hubert because he was running in third place or fourth place, lost about 10 spots as he tried to dodge the 2 cars. Watch as he comes towards you again, Ned.
Okay, Hornaday on the outside, and the 5 car went on in there on the inside, got a little loose, made a little contact, but not enough to spin either of them completely out. And of course, Hubert got caught up in it behind there. Okay, here's another angle as we see Hornaday on the outside trying to make a pass. The 5 car locks his brakes, and there's Hubert right behind him. He hits his brakes, slides off out into the dirt, and just look at the cars that goes by. He does a great job of keeping the car going, not getting stuck in that sand, and not spinning out. But boy, he lost a lot of positions.
And they are black flagging the car number 77 for jumping the start. That I told you is a rookie driver. That is Ron Peterson out of San Bernardino. He received the black flag last time by.
And I tell you what, we got to give a call to this 10 car. Vic Wright, he's a lap down, but he is staying in front of Hornaday, and he's trying to get by the 77 car. As a matter of fact, I believe that the 77 car were to move, that Rice would be able to maybe stay in front of Ron Hornaday. Meanwhile, Craig Rodman back on the move again. Let's see if he's able to shift this thing. Listen as he goes in the corner. Yes, we did hear him shift it, so everything is working well again, as his pit crew said.
And that is Craig Rodman as he works behind the car number 20. And Hornaday just has gone by the car number 77 that was being black flagged a moment ago. Hornaday, car number 97, our pole sitter, now back up front following his pit stop as the 77 peels off the pit road where he had been black flagged for jumping the start.
And we'll watch once again as Hornaday comes down through the S's. That is turn 9, 10. And he just goes by on the outside. And meanwhile, down in turn 11, Bob Lyons has spun once again in the 44 car as we watch Hornaday. And a great battle going on for second place. Once again, the red car is not the second place car. He's a lap down. 77 cars in. We'll go to Kyle Petty.
Yeah, they were standing here arguing, too. They were saying that the 77 car passed the 10 car at the start of the race before they got to the start-finish line, which is the Winston Cup rule, which is the NASCAR rule in every division just about now. You can't pull out before the start-finish line. They argued with him. They said, okay, we're going to have to bring him in. As long as we're going to bring him in, we're going to change 4 tires. So they're in the middle of a 4-tire stop here. It's taking a little bit longer than they want to, but they'll get him back out there. They're putting on 4 new skins, guys.
He should be able to stay at the lead lap, Kyle. The leader, Ron Hornaday, is just now coming through turn 7, so they got plenty of time.
As we watch this pit stop, look what happened just a moment ago as Bob Lyon, once again in the 44 car, gets out of control, hits some of the tires there, knocks him out of the way, but is able to continue on. That's the Eagle Snacks car once again.
And our leader, Ron Hornaday Jr. in the car number 97. And we are told that Kenny Schrader, last year's winner, had problems. So remember, he had broken some suspension parts in the right rear. As you heard Timmy Cohut tell John Colonel a little bit ago, Schrader apparently has dropped out. And here's our leader, Ron Hornaday Jr., trying to win here for the second time at Sears Point Raceway. He won this race 2 years ago, finished third last year. Car number 97, 2-time Southwest Tour national champion. And the car number 77's crew talking to the NASCAR officials. They have been black flagged again, we are told. Ron Peterson for excessive speed exiting pit road. So they will come back and get another visit in the pit with the NASCAR official. Hope you're enjoying our coverage from Sears Point Raceway. Back with more. A 26 laps run. There have been 3 lead changes, 2 cautions for a total of 7 laps. Talking about full course cautions, the average speed 68.347 miles per hour. Our lap leaders, there's Hornaday currently being shown as the leader, Ron Peterson, a rookie driver, and Terry Mccarthy leading a lap under caution. Out of race, Kevin Harvick, who leads in the Rookie of the Year standing, and Chris Trickle, who is the nephew of Dick Trickle.
Doug Reno around in turn 11. Gets the car righted. Lets all the cars go by. Puts it in first gear and drives away.
Then he lost it back here in turn 7. I don't know if he ever got it straightened out before he got down there or not.
Here's a replay of what happened a moment ago to Doug Reno.
Just comes down the corner a little bit too hard. When he makes the corner, around goes the car. The Great American Spin right there, Doug Reno.
We might mention to you fans of Ron Peterson when we went to break a moment ago. He was being black-flagged. He came back down pit road and has now lost the lap. He is being shown one lap down to our leader, Ron Hornaday Jr.
Just almost had one to come up a lap up here in turn 7, car number 48. Rudy Reback came into turn 7 there. You see him, he's stuck in the sand. And he thought another one was heading up this way, but Reback gets it going. Here he is, coming here forward. Did he have those brakes locked down? He's coming in there too fast. Come on up through here pretty good. The 61 car almost spun there behind him. And here's the 85 car right in front of us, too. He's jammed into the bank over there pretty good. That is Mccarthy. He's trying to get the thing to go, but I believe one of his wheels is off the ground. He's just trying to get the motor cranked down. You can see that fire underneath the car as we see Hornaday continuing on around the track. They do have a caution in this area to see if Mac is going to be able to get that thing going again. He's trying, but so far no luck.
We told you this is a very treacherous racetrack, but it's not just any road course. Sears Point Raceway, 12-turn road course, and there is a 60-foot elevation change. That is 6 stories in elevation difference from the bottom to the top of this racetrack, and they climb the hill up in turns 1 and 2. Take a look at the field summary. As the caution now being shown once again to our leaders.
I'm sorry, if it was coming out for the 85 car, Mcgrew, they throw it just a few seconds too soon because he got that thing off the bank and got going. If that was the reason for the caution, you know, if it held on just a little bit, you wouldn't have had to run.
And the caution being shown for the 3rd time today, a full course caution as you continue to look at the field summary. There's the car number 87 being shown in 2nd place, Keith Spangler.
That's R.K. Smith, the 87 car. I think he was, I forget what number he was to begin. They had to change some numbers. And I believe that's R.K. Smith, Jerry.
That's right. R.K. Smith was 37, and before the race, they made it into an 87. Road racing ace, former SCCA Formula Atlantic and Formula Ford winner here at Sears Point Raceway. Under caution for the 3rd time today. Back with more exciting Southwest Tour action after this. Their order to the day, somewhat of a strategy move. These cars last pitted with 29 laps to go. There are now less than 20 laps to go. And you got to wonder why they would come in. Well, fuel mileage has to be a primary concern.
We can see the 87 car, R.K. Smith stop. They're changing the the rear tires, actually. We see the 4 car right in front of them are changing their right side tires. 17 car, Randy Olson is a bit. Just put in fuel only. Oh, almost some contact between the 48 car and Olson as he left the pit.
And the 48 car, Rudy Reback, was being shown in 17th spot on the lead lap. There are 20 cars on the lead lap. 20 cars. This car right here also being shown on the lead lap. That is, I said, Rudy Reback. That's one of those rent-a-cars from Ron Hornaday. Not a Hertz, not an Avis, not a Dash. So it's a rent-a-race car situation from Hornaday. In fact, Reback is in one of the rent-a-cars, as is the car number 10 of Vic Wright. That's a rent-a-car from Ron Hornaday's operation.
And trust me, you can't rent these cars. Don't call. They're not $33.95 a day, plus 35 cents a mile. They're a lot more than that.
Yep, unlimited mileage, but only for 200 kilometers here at Sears Point Raceway. As we continue under caution for the 3rd time today, Ron Hornaday Jr. showing the way. Less than 20 laps remain here in the Budweiser 200. Back in a moment. Of the year, he started 21st position. And take a look, the car number 61 in 8th spot, he started back in 26th position. That is Michael Alsop out of Bakersville, California, the Pro-Built Development Chevrolet. What a run he's had. showing 19 cars still on the lead lap.
And look at M.K. Kanke's car. The hood, half the hood is gone. That is the third place car, and we can see that he looked like he ran under the back of a tractor and trailer. But yet he is in third place.
Or either had a squirrel under the hood and has been gnawing away at it.
Yeah, one or the other.
Now, he is the point leader, guys. He has no sponsorship. He has no help. They slept in tents last night, have been living off basically sandwich meat and bread here in the infield, just trying to get a sponsor. And he leads the points right now in this series.
I tell you what, if you got to live off the land around here, is not a bad place to do it. It's just wonderful food in the Napa Valley.
Pretty nice grapes, too, huh, BP?
Yep.
It's just for a restart here at Sears Point Raceway. Glad to have you with us here. Budweiser 200, Southwest Tour event, the Featherlight Southwest Tour.
And there you see how late the Ron Hornaday waited to hit the accelerator. That's what the 77 car did wrong the last time. He hit the accelerator a long time before NASCAR officials said you should be able to do that. As Tommy Hubert trying to get by Craig Rodman, instead almost in jeopardy of losing another spot. I guess he did get by Rodman, as a matter of fact. Wow, look at him smoke that right front up there. Something happened to Hubert's car. Looks like
Clear,
he's
you're clear.
And a car off the course.
That's the car number 10 that spun off. Vic Wright out of San Rafael, California, former SCCA road racer who lives just down the street here in San Rafael. And there's Vic Wright's car number 10. His car far enough off the racetrack that it will not bring out a caution flag. You look at Ron Hornaday, 18 laps to go, and Hornaday trying to cruise to his second win of the year in Southwest Tour competition. He's the leader.
M.K. Kanke trying to get alongside Germani. Not able to do it. Meanwhile, Craig Rodman right behind him, the advantage memory car, accelerating off the corner. There he is.
And Rodman now being shown in sixth.
You're clear, Craig. You got nobody behind you. Lots of room. Just run a real smooth line. Let those guys screw up right there.
That's the spotter talking to Craig Rodman as he moves now in on the car number 33, our point leader, M.K. Kanke.
You know, Vinny, we made a comment about Kanke's hood there. That has to affect him. You know, aerodynamics are not as important on this racetrack as it would be on a real high-speed racetrack, but still the downforce is very important. So it's got to affect it a little bit there, especially on that left front.
And I said a moment ago, as the two car went by the 16, that it looked like that Tom Hubert had blown up, but evidently he had a flat tire because he's off pit road, made a change, a tire change. He's back on the racetrack.
And the car number 16 had a flat left front. What a tough break for Tom Hubert from Mooresville, North Carolina. In his Chevrolet, there is Hubert.
He's originally from Redding, California. Looks to me like the left rear's flat on the tire now. Oh, and Vic Rice is walking away from his car, parked it beside the racetrack, and is walking away. That's a 10 car, one of those rental cars that you talked about earlier, Gary.
And here is Juan Hornaday Jr. in the car number 97. His car performing flawlessly. The 77 car is a lap down. Second place car is Jim Englebright. Third is Kenny Peterson. Fourth is Brian Germani. Fifth will be the car number 33 of Kanke. And this is the sixth place car right here. Craig Rodman in the car number 2. We have a car spinning off the course right in front of you, BP.
Oh, yeah, the 48 car had a little bit of contact. Rudy Reback. I forgot who it was, came in here, bumped him in the back. Rudy spun, and guess what? The baby won't refire. He's sitting there. He should be driving away, but can't get it started. We have just the tail end of it. And I guess it was the 40 car. I don't want to put the shoe on his foot if it don't fit, but it looks like Frank Moronsky was the fellow who made the contact with him.
And Rudy Revac, the SCCA road racer, having trouble down at turn 11. His car is still failing to fire. We'll come back with more exciting road racing action after this. Mustang safety car leading Ron Hornaday Jr. under caution, a full course caution for the 4th time today. Take a look at the Super Truck results from Portland International Raceway 200 lapper last night. Max Race Cars 200. How about Mike Skinner? Congratulations to Mike, the GM Goodrich Service Chevrolet. Rodman, Butch Miller, Toby Butler, and Mike Bliss in the top 5. 6 through 10, Jeff Bodine went up there and drove last night, finished 6th. Bill Sedgwick, Rick Corelli, former Winston West champion. Ron Hornaday Jr. driving for Dale and Teresa Earnhardt, our current leader here. He finished 9th, and Jack Sprague in 10th spot. Bob Keselowski, Bob Strait, Sammy Swindell, John Nemechek, and Dennis Woolridge finishing in 15th spot. And 16, Pancho Carter, P.J. Jones, Jerry Glanville, Steve Portingay, the series champion from Southwest a year ago. He finished 19th, and Wayne Jacks in 20th. Take a look back through 26 spots. Scott Lagasse, John Kinder, Walker Evans, Jerry Churchill, former ARCA competitor, and Kerry Teague finishing in 25th spot. And Mike Hurlbert finished in 26th. That's the Max Race Cars 200 results from Portland International Raceway, run on Friday night.
And Saturday, June the 3rd, I get to do my first Super Truck race, the Ford Dealers 200 from Louisville, Kentucky, and I can't wait. This looks like to be one of the most exciting things that's happened in NASCAR in a long, long time, and I'll be there in Louisville on June the 3rd.
And folks, they have been talking about the Super Trucks all over the country, particularly here on the West Coast, where they have been getting the fans excited. They had a sellout at Portland International Raceway. Let's go to Ned Jarrett.
Well, Jerry, the cars are coming into turn 7 here right now, getting ready for a green flag as they come back around. And Craig Rodman made a pit stop there just a moment ago. Craig, what was your problem?
Oh, man, same thing as before. I get up to the front, I get stuck in 4th gear, and I go back to the back. Boy, this is getting tiring.
Boy, I'll tell you had a tough day, and you got lesser laps now to make it up. Can you do it?
I think we can do it. We've already gotten back up to 6th again, and I think we got a good chance of getting up there again. And I just want to say thanks to Mike and Judy Hubert from Mike's Body Shop in Anderson for giving us a big hand with his car.
Okay, good luck to you again, and we'll be back to Sears Point with more right after this.
I learned to change oil with my dad out in the driveway when I was little. We always went to Walmart for just about anything. I buy my oil by the case at Walmart. I buy Quaker State. I use 10W30 in the winter and 10W40 in the summer. I have a drain pan that the oil goes right into. I put the lid on and take it back to Walmart. It's real easy. They recycle it for me. My husband bought me some ramps for Christmas so that I would change his oil when I changed my oil. Change his oil? He must be kidding.
Hitting the street, boiling hot, feeling the heat. Throw this bar, ready to burst, ruby red. Break out, man!
Here's the coolest thing you can do when you're hot.
Break out, man!
Drink Ruby Red Squirt. Citrus, berry, blast.
Break out, man!
Today we're going to talk to Stu Grimson to see how he got his nickname, the Grim Reaper. Excuse me, Stu, a couple of questions. We could come back. This is a bad time. Let's come on. Let's get out of there.
Let's get out of here. Get the fan in there. Get out of here.
Later on SportsCenter, Nick Van Exel and the Lakers try to rebound against the Spurs. The Rangers try to climb out of a hole against Quebec, and the Padres try to snap their 7-game losing streak. SportsCenter, 11:30 Pacific.
Back at Sears Point Raceway, we are 14 laps away from the conclusion of the Budweiser 200. The car number 20 is currently in 2nd spot. But remember back a few laps ago, about 15 laps ago, what happened to Jim Englebright? There he is, backwards up at turn 1. He backs off the racetrack. The entire field goes by, and he is dead last on the restart. And guess what, folks? He is right behind Ron Hornaday Jr. in front of you, Benny.
Well, he's not, because the 77 car is between them now. The 77 car is a lap down because of the trouble he had in the pits. But if he can move out of the way and let Englebright get there, maybe we'll have a race for the lead, because Englebright, in fact, is the third-place car in line behind Hornaday and the 77 car. Hornaday nails the gas, and right now Englebright just can't get up on his back bumper because of the 77 car.
As you said, the car number 77 being shown one lap down. They was black flag for excessive speed on pit road. Here's Kenny Peterson trying to make a move for second spot. The car number 21 as they head down to turn 2. And it looks like Englebright will slam the door. And Peterson now trying to get by.
And look at Peterson going. Oh, baby. I thought he had it, Jerry.
A near miss. And Brian Germoni back there. He is in 4th position. The car number 5. Right side of your screen. They come up almost the hill in turn 4. They will head down the long sweeper. And R.K. Smith has been back in the pits. We are told he had a flat tire. There's the car number 87. Road racer who started 4th today. He had an unscheduled pit stop.
It looks like the 77 car is on a point net. Uh-oh, the 20, Englebright gets wide. Did he get him there?
He got awfully wide, but I don't believe Peterson's going to be able to get him. No, as they head into the S's, they single file again. Not much of a place to pass down through here as they come through the S's, although Peterson is certainly keeping the pressure on. And there's Germoni in the car number 5. And the car number 33 of Mccowan hanging right in there, too.
Now as they come down to turn 11, will be Peterson be without break. Englebright into the corner. Here he comes. Is he going to try? Well, there's Mccowan that we see trying to outbrake Germoni and was not able to do that. The cars will come off the corner in single file. And the 46 car loops it off the corner, and wow, did he spin backwards. But he gets the car back in first gear, and away he goes. That's Danny Crasson, who was running in 6th place when he spun coming off the corner.
And Benny, he came all the way from 27th starting spot in a 4th. Car number 46 of Danny Crasson takes a loop.
There he comes in the corner. He's a little bit high. He tries to nail the gas to catch that car in front of him. He nails it too hard, Jerry, and watch as he nails it again, spins it 360. But he backs up and loses some time as he backs up and puts the car in first gear. You say he started 27th and got up to 6th. He's probably back about 20th now, going to work his way back to the front.
There's the car number 16 who is off the track. He gets the car refired and pulled back up. You see now 12 laps to go. That's Tom Hubert, former pole sitter out here. There's the man they're chasing, Ron Hornaday Jr. And that's the differential between himself and the 2nd and 3rd place car, number 20 of Jim Englebright and Ron Peterson in the car number 21. Ken Peterson, I should say, in the car number 21 is 3rd.
Boy, Peterson keeps the pressure on, but there's not a great deal that he can do. And here is Craig Rodman in the car number 2 that made that unscheduled pit stop. The car got hung up in gear again. He's trying to move his way back through, Jerry, but he's got a long way to go.
Man, he came back out of the pits, 19th spot.
11, Craig.
As the last car on the lead lap, he has passed 2 cars and trying to work his way back toward the front, but we're approaching just 10 laps to go. In fact, still 12 to go here as they head down to turn 11.
I heard his crewman say, you're up to 11th, Craig. Keep going. Trying to encourage him to go as hard as he can. Of course, you really don't have to do that too much to a race car driver, do you, Ned?
No, that's their nature.
Car number 14 right in front of him. That is Robert Mcgrew out of Mill Valley, California, in the Shameless Racing Chevrolet.
Shift there, just backed off the accelerator. This is up in turns 3. Now, no, he's going to try to go on the inside. This is down in turn 4.
And he had to re-wheel those wheels to get slowed down, to keep him running over his 14. And here's the leader, Ron Hornaday, right in front of him, building that lead over the car number 20. Still right on the back bumper, the number 20, as they head down through the S's.
Looks like Peterson's a little bit faster than Englebright, but he just simply cannot get by right now. Englebright is doing a good job staying his car staying in the groove, but I think if Peterson gets by, he might be able to make a charge to the front.
There's a look at Jim Englebright in second position. The car number 20, Ken Peterson, former winner here back in 1991. And Sears Point is in third as they working behind the lap car number 77 of Ron Peterson.
And that time, Ron Peterson got awfully wide. Englebright trying to get on the inside. And meanwhile, Kenny Peterson, let's see if the 20 car going to be able to get by him. It looks like he is. And I got a couple of cars, right there in front of me. That's Charlie Saeed in 93 and the 85 car, Mac Mcgrew, spins around. Both of them are able to, well, I started to say they're not, they get the cars going, but Charlie Saeed is sitting in the racetrack, not able to get the car in reverse. Let's watch replay. Now he finally was able to get the car in reverse. I'm sorry. There we see Charlie Saeed. Mac Mcgrew goes around, and just Charlie Saeed trying to miss him. He loses control trying to miss Mcgrew. No contact between those two cars. But it is clear up in turn 11. No caution flag here.
And Ron Hornaday Jr. showing 10 laps to go. He is 10 laps away from his second win in 1995 in Feather Light Southwest Tour competition. Back with more from Sears Point in a moment.
Harper Jeep Eagle Lincoln Mercury has tremendous savings on a fully stocked inventory of Jeep Cherokees and Wranglers, Lincoln Mercury sedans and vans, and a huge selection of used cars and trucks now at their new used lot at the corner of 5th and B, Eureka. Right now, get 2.9% APR financing or $1,000 customer cash on 94 and 95 Mercury Sables, 2.9% on 95 model Mercury Mystiques, and 2.9% or $600 customer cash on 94 and 95 model Tracers. Harper Jeep Eagle Lincoln Mercury, 6th and B Streets, downtown Eureka.
Hype, hot air, empty promises, or Nordic Track.
With models priced as low as just $19.95 a month, there's a Nordic Track model to fit every fitness goal and budget. Experience Nordic Track for yourself and take control of your health and fitness. Call now for your free video and brochure to learn how you can get on track with Nordic Track.
Can Dennis Conner capture the America's Cup?
The competition's extremely tough this year, so we'll have to use good old Yankee ingenuity to pull it out.
The most fiercely contested America's Cup race in decades continues tomorrow at 4.
Sears Point Raceway, this Sonoma, California, the start of the Budweiser 200-kilometer event. And there's the leader, Ron Hornaday Jr. But moments ago, there's a little bit of action up there in front of you, Ned.
Yeah, Peterson gets on the inside of Englebright in the car number 20. And watch here, as the 21 car gets almost completely sideways, misses him when he comes back to get straightened out and on their way.
Now, was that great driving, Ned, or was that a little bit of luck on both their parts?
I tell you, it was some great driving, Jerry. No question about it. They had their hands full here.
And Craig Rodman is spun coming in turn 11 with our Cameron car. He's got the car restarted. He puts it in first gear and drives away. Came in the corner.
No brakes, totally no brakes. I had to spin it out. That's good there, Craig. Yellow flag.
After just heard on the radio, Craig Rodman said he had no brakes, said I had to spin it out. We got number 58 that's stuck up here just off turn 7. Paul DeBay. I guess that's the way you pronounce that, Jerry. I'm not sure. But
that's
anyway,
right,
he's
Ned.
sitting here, and his left wheel is down sort of off the track there, and the rear of the car is up on those tires, and he can't go. Now let's go down to Benny.
We're going to watch the replay on Craig Rodman as he comes in the corner. There he is. And you heard him say on the radio, I had no brakes. As Ned said, I had to spin the car to keep going in the tire barrier head on. Did a great job. Did a 360. Stopped the car. Put in first gear and is driven back away. And will probably be going into the pit area this time, trying to find some brakes for this thing.
Unbelievable. He had just worked his way back for about the third time today into the top 10. And he suddenly loses the brakes and now spins the car and brings out the caution for the fifth time today.
Coming in. Copy that, Craig. He wants you in. Gotcha.
That was Roger Bracken talking to Craig. Said, you make a decision. We got to make a decision. He said, okay, we want you in. We want you back in the pits.
Well,
he's up in turn 7 right now, Jerry, so he's got a while to go before he gets there as they get that 58 car unstuck.
Here's the in-car camera replay of what happened just a moment ago in turn 11.
You're right, Vinny. He did a good job there not to hit anything if he didn't have any brakes coming into that turn.
He really did, and to spin the car to slow it down that much, super job.
In case you're wondering what Advantage means, that's Advantage Memory. They manufacture computer memory upgrades. Dave Reed owns the company and owns this race car, which is trying its darndest to get a top 10 finish. As we're under caution here for the 5th time today. The field summary showing where your favorite driver is running, as still 18 cars are on the lead lap at Sears Point Raceway. Back with the final laps in just a moment.
Now, an oil made just for your hard-working engine. 4x4 from Quaker State. Off-roading, extreme temperatures, towing and hauling. They all make your light truck or 4x4 work extra hard and could shorten its life. Why settle for a conventional car oil? Get 4x4 from Quaker State.
Now, an independent test proved 4x4 superior to leading conventional car oils in protecting against deposits that can shorten engine life.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. Got a chocolate crispy taste of fun. Make your day. That's why wherever you go, hear the people say, give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. All right,
Our speed road coverage of the Budweiser 200 is being brought to you by Quaker State, the intelligent oil for longer engine life. And by the more than 1,000 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. Final laps here at Sears Point International Raceway. Ned Jarrett, Benny Parsons, John Kernan, Kyle Petty, and yours truly, Jerry Punch, bringing you the final laps in the Budweiser 200. Feather Light Southwest Tour event. Ron Hornaday Jr. being shown as our leader. Jim Englebright, the car number 20 in second spot. What a scramble we've had for second as the car number 21, Ken Peterson, is right there.
And that's exactly what it is, a scramble for second, because unless something happens to Hornaday, I don't think anyone's going to be able to catch him. We see Englebright is right now on the back bumper of Hornaday, but in the restart just a moment ago, Englebright was there, and Hornaday drove away.
And Ned Jarrett, you've been listening to Craig Rodman, the car number 2, who had a problem a moment ago. What's his status?
Well, he made a pit stop, Jerry, and from what I'm hearing on the radio, they did not get all of his problems fixed. They're telling him he's back out on the racetrack, as we see.
You want to come in? You want to go out there?
And he still doesn't have any brakes. You can maybe hear in the background there. Let's just listen to him.
That's Roger Bracken, the crew chief. And the car number 33 is in. That's our point leader. As the green flag comes back out, and MK Keiki heads to the pit. Lap 44, 6 laps to go, and they are 3 wide, now 2 wide, and they turn left up the hill in turn 1.
And a lot of these will not make it back.
The way they're going, you'd think they wouldn't, Benny. I don't know.
So far, they're doing good, Ned.
They're pretty fortunate so far. They're a good race driver.
They are good. And not to run any road courses any more than they run here at Sears Point.
Yeah.
That's turn 5. They come down the hill out of turn 4 to turn 5. And they will sweep out of turn 5 down toward the carousel. 180-degree about face, headed up toward you, Ned.
And Hornaday has himself a pretty good lead. He gets off to a good start every time. He doesn't want to get mixed up in that stuff that goes on behind him. Boy, he's got a beautiful line through here. He comes in low, then drifts up to about the middle of the racetrack. And here's that battle for second. Peterson got alongside for a moment, but he couldn't get the traction he needed. Still has to settle for third at this point as they head through the S's.
As And we are told the right rear tire was going down on M.K. Kanke's car. He made an unscheduled pit stop, and to compound things, he was too fast on pit road. Here's the car number 16 having a problem. He looped it around.
Yeah, he spun around right in turn 7. That's Tom Hubert. He's had his problems today. That car's run awfully good, but he's been around and around a few times. Had a flat tire and unscheduled pit stop.
The 20 car, Englebright, got wide that time, coming off turn 11, going to turn 12. But the 21 of Peterson not able to take advantage. As there goes Hornaday, our leader, and there's a great race for second place between Englebright in 20 and 21, Peterson.
Car number 20, Jim Englebright, trying to equal his best ever Southwest Tour finish, which was second earlier this year. But a big difference. That was on a 3/8-mile track in El Cajon, California. He finished second to Craig Rodman. This will be quite a feather in his cap. He can come home in second spot on the road course.
Ned, it looks to me like 21 Peterson's got to get him in turn 7 right in front of you. It looks like where he's making the most ground up on Englebright.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Benny. He's got up beside him a couple of times coming into this turn. Let's see what he's going to do this time. Here comes Hornaday in the turn. Here he comes. He's going to try it again. And he's up on the outside this time. Can he make it up there? I don't think he can. Now he's going to try to dip under. He's going to try to pull a Dale Earnhardt on him. Like a Darlington. That didn't work either.
That was a great move. I thought that he was going to go on the outside, but he got up there and he's a little concerned that Englebright would get in the corner a little too hard. John Kernan, what's going on down in the pit?
Well, Benny, talking about Jim Englebright, he's a former motocross racer. You know, Ricky Rudd will tell you that's where he really learned how to race on a road course, by racing motocross. All throughout the day, they change lines, the track changes, they'll make moves around. And Englebright, as they come down in, he still maintains that second spot. He told me yesterday his former professional motocross experience helps him out here on Steers Point Raceway. In fact, they used to have a motocross track here, and he ran an event probably 10, 15 years ago here at Steers Point. Motocross had in.
Well, he's holding on to second spot as you see Hornaday going by. And the car number 20 you're talking about a moment ago, that's Englebright. And Benny, the 21 is no slouch when it comes to this racetrack.
That's right. He used to work at the school here and was a teacher. He taught people how to get around this racetrack and also how to drive a racing car. And John Pox almost loses control. That is 6th and 7th spot. Pox takes over 6th. That's the 6th car. He's sponsored by Save Mart Supermarket, the sponsor of the Winston Cup race here.
And Benny, he's come from the back of the pack, too. He's one of those drivers that had a problem a little bit earlier, made a late pit stop, and he was back at the back of the pack, so he's back up in the top 10, running good. Talking about Pox.
I think his transmission jammed in gear, something like that.
Hey, here's his pass. He's going to do it. He's got him. Now, what's he going to do when he gets to the exit? Who's going to outbrake or outgut the other one? And it's Peterson. Wow, what a move, man. What a move. I couldn't believe that he could do it. He tried, finally found what he was able to do, and he pulled it off.
But you got to wonder if Hornaday has gotten an advantage that Peterson is not going to be able to reel him in as he heads to you, Benny. What is the advantage? About 15 car lengths?
Oh, it's probably 20, 25 car lengths right now. And I think the Hornaday has got it on cruise control. You know that little button on the steering wheel where you push? Trying to save a ticket? That's what Hornaday right now has got it on cruise control. And watch it, Peterson. Ned, he got it sideways.
Yeah, he really did. And that was coming off of turn 7. He set him up and made that move coming in there, but when they got into the S's, somebody had to give, and it was Englebright.
Wow, and Englebright over the curb, trying his best, but Peterson knows every inch of this racetrack and able to use that experience and his knowledge here to take over second place.
So 34-year-old Kenny Peterson out of Kentfield, California, the 88th Rookie of the Year in the Tour, is running in second spot, but that's the guy right there who is the man of the hour in the Budweiser 200, Juan Hornaday Jr. Hoping to pick up win number 2 in 1995. There is the car number 21 of Kenny Peterson.
And then you said way back in the telecast that if Peterson could ever get by Englebright, that he could probably pull away. And you can see that that is happening right now. But Englebright did a great job of holding him back there for a long period of time. I'll tell you, Peterson really had to work for that position.
There we see Tom Hubert in 16. And once again, John Pox trying to take over another spot. I guess somebody's trying to take over a spot for Pox.
Yeah, right down on the inside. 25 car has just taken over that position. A great move by Terry McCarthy.
And that was for the 5th position. McCarthy in 5th spot. That will put Hawks back in 6th position. McCarthy out of Mountain View, California, started 12th in his Chevrolet Lumina.
We'll see if Fox is able to gain back on McCarthy. McCarthy comes in the corner, smokes that right front, gives Fox an opening on the inside. Can he take advantage off? No, he cannot. Accelerate off turn 11 to turn 12. He still has advantage on John Fox.
And laps are winding down here at Sears Point Raceway. A reminder, under the Southwest Tour rules, this race cannot end under caution. If the caution does come out, they will have green, white, and checkered. And you got to believe that Peterson would like to be able to see a yellow flag and have at least one shot at catching the 97.
Jerry, we're riding with Craig Rodman there in the car number 2. His problems continue. The left rear tire is flat on that thing. See it? He doesn't have any brakes on the race car. He fought his way back up in the top 10 several times today, and then everything in the world going wrong. But he's still going, but he's going to have to come into pit and get that tire change.
You're still clear. Nobody's even close.
Yeah, but as slow as he's going, it won't take long. Oh, and the tire's falling apart, and fenders flying every place. Is that going to bring out a caution flag? Has fiberglasses all over the racetrack.
Just blew the whole side of the car off. Son of a bitch. What else can go wrong today?
That pretty well sums it up, I think, from Craig Rodman. What a tough day. And once again, Fox now trying to go back around the 25.
Well, he did it, Jerry. He did it. The 25 car had to get his left wheels off on the grass just a little bit, lost traction, and that's all Fox needed.
Now here comes the leaders. They've got to come through the 3. Hornaday has been able to go through it. The 21 car is through there, and there's another car. Very, very slow through the Essex.
And we got a couple of cars off up here. The car 58, the car 28, the car number 9. All kind of action up here in turn 7. Here they are, the 9. Here's the right now. I could go down and talk to him, but I'm not supposed to do that. That's the 28 car. He gets righted. He's going around now. The 9 car, he's going to back off of that bank, and he'll get going again. Here they are as they come into the turn. The 16 car, Hubert, in front of him. And the 58 car spins down to the inside. The 28 car spins out here, and the 9 car goes around him, and that's how he gets off up here on the bank. That 28 car was running in 12th place on the lead left, John Walsh.
And there's a look at the car number 9 getting righted again, Doug Reno. Has 2 laps to go, and there's the man they're chasing, sliding away. Well, it's the title for a song, maybe. As Ron Hornaday comes beneath the bridge for the next to the last time at Sears Point Raceway.
That baby's hooked up there, as he did.
Boy, he is hooked up. It's just really a treat to see him come through this turn. And Peterson's getting through here real well. In fact, he might not be gaining on Hornaday, but he's certainly keeping pace, and he has driven away from Englebright.
Here's the debris. Hornaday in just seconds going to be running across the debris from Craig Rodman's car where he blew the tire moment. And see how wide he goes to avoid all the debris there on the racetrack. If you hit that, you can cut a tire, cause a flat. And if he has a flat tire right now, he will lose this race, guaranteed.
And here's the car number 61 that apparently this car was in 7th position, and the car, apparently the engine has quit on Michael Alsop, who has come all the way from, 27th starting spot.
And the car just goes dead. Will not go, and he's slowly going around the racetrack as Hornaday comes by. This is the final lap. A caution flag right now will not save it. These fellas are racing back to the line.
Ron Hornaday moving by the car number 14 of Robert Mcgrew. Less than 2 miles from claiming his second victory in 1995 in this tour. Now, he's already won twice on the Super Truck Series.
Well, all he wants to do is just keep that thing straight, just nice, smooth, the way it's been all day long. Do what got him there.
And here's the car number 4 trying to move in on the car number 20. That would be for 3rd position. 3rd is Englebright in the car number 20. Dennis Dyer out of Palmdale, California, is 4th.
Kind of got that 14 car, Robert Mcgrew, in a sandwich there. One on one side, one on the other.
That brought up a little dust here. They go through turn 7, and Now we're back with the leader.
Oh, the slow, there's also trying his best to cruise around. So here he comes, now through turn 10, and will go over, avoid the debris. He goes over to the right side of the road, turns down to turn 11, downshifts, hits the brake, and Jerry, he's going to be coming to you in just a second. The winner of the Budweiser 200, Ron Hornaday.
Two-time former national champion on the Featherlight Southwest Tour, and you hear him celebrating there in the pits. A favorite win for the Palmdale, California driver, Ron Hornaday. And here's a battle for third spot. Englebright, the car number 20, comes out, and he will take third, and Dyer will finish in the fourth spot. There's a look at the Fluidine Ultra Wheels Chevrolet Monte Carlo Victory Circle prepared cars. Keith Dorton motor, and Ron Hornaday Jr. has won it. John Kernan is standing by their pits.
Well, I'm with Sam Gonzalez, and Sam, car looked almost flawless all day. Did you make any adjustments on that pit stop?
Yeah, she was a little loose in the beginning, and we tightened her up. It was Fluidine, stick-on, gust tools, winds, ultra wheels. Gotta get them all in. I'm sorry if I forgot anybody. Ran flawless all day long. We didn't have no problem.
Yeah, you won the opener. Earlier this year, and now you have won the second one.
Yeah, it's still same car, Victory Circle chassis. I don't know. It's a good car.
He's at a loss for words, guys.
And rightfully so, an emotional victory. That's Sam Gonzalez, the crew chief, Ned Jarrett.
We're listening to the conversation between Craig Rodman and his crew. Craig, this is Ned Jarrett again. Boy, it just went all to pieces for you there, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. We tried the best we could, and, that's racing. That's the way it goes. And, we'll come back again. We'll do it right the next time.
Okay, well, better luck next time. Good that you could bring it home, even though there are a few pieces missing on it.
As you take a look at Ron Hornaday Jr., he'll be headed to victory lane very shortly, and his crew chief and wife Lindy will be there to greet him on his second win in Southwest Tour competition in 1995. Back in a moment.
Sure, Gold MasterCard has at least a $5,000 credit line, so you can buy all kinds of things, but you can't buy time. Well, I don't know. You could buy plane tickets and fly across 5 time zones, and it'll be even earlier than when you left. But wherever you go, you won't have to waste your time looking for a great exchange rate, because with MasterCard, a great exchange rate is exactly what you'll get. So I guess Gold MasterCard really can buy you time. Just remember to set your watch back. Now, how's that for a useful card? Gold MasterCard, it's more than a gold card, it's smart money. Look for your Gold MasterCard application and apply.
They were the tires that created giants.
Been developed just for the 500.
That turned a cornfield into the greatest spectacle in racing. The tires that took home 48 checkered flags from the Indy 500. On May 28, 1995, Firestone will return to Indy to prove that yesterday isn't all we have to be proud of.
Back at Sears Point Raceway, the 5th stop on the 18-race, $750,000 NASCAR Featherlight Southwest Tour is history. And 36-year-old Palmdale, California driver Ron Hornaday Jr. dominated here. He led all but 4 laps, meaning he led 46 laps on this 2.52-mile road course, picking up his second win in 1995 in Southwest Tour competition. And Hornaday has pulled that car into victory lane. He's about to jump out and talk with our John Kernan.
Thank you, Jerry. Well, Ron, I tell you, that looked pretty easy out there for you today. How easy was it?
Well, I'll tell you what, 2 years ago I won this race. I forgot somebody, and I ain't going to forget Gordy from Sick Only. They built me one heck of a transmission this time. They tried a little bit of trick in that transmission again, and it came out here, and we needed it last year, but we got it this year. But, we got wins come aboard right now, Fluidine, Circle Wheels. I'm going to forget somebody, and I don't mean to out there, but Goodyear came out with a great tire again. Keith Dorton built this motor, and we ran Phoenix, won Phoenix with it, got fast time here and won with it. Thanks, Keith.
Hey, you guys, 2 wins. You opened up with a win at Phoenix. You win here at Sears Point. Over on the trucks, you were leading the points there. Although Friday night, Portland wasn't exactly the night, but what a way to make up for that, huh?
Well, you know, we were looking for the points in the truck. You know, we had a bad night, but that's the way it goes. We just brush that off and go to the next one. But I tell you what, these guys done a heck of a job. I got my crew chief, Sam Gonzalez, and all the guys done one heck of a job. The crew chief, Doug Richards, came in and kind of gave Sammy a little helping hand because he's been the one to calm me down lately to drive that super truck for Teresa. So everything worked out great. I can't be happier. You know, the sponsor, Budweiser, everybody. I want to say, you know, Fluodyne wins. Let's go on more. You know, we got Ultra Wheels. We ain't going to forget Jimmy Smith, you know.
Lindy, his wife. What's the future hold for you? Are we looking at super trucks? You going to be the next superstar in that series?
Right now, I have a 2-year contract with Dale and Teresa Earnhardt to drive their super truck for the 2-year deal. We'll see. We'll go after that. I'm very pleased with what I'm doing right now. This guy's done a heck of a job. If I can run this car as good as we had at Bristol, we're going to take it to Bristol with us. We're just looking whatever Dale pushes me to do. Right now, you know, I've really got my feet big right now, and I'm just going to try to fill my shoes. Just one step at a time, race to race. You know, we weren't going to run this car with a longer fly back and forth. But right now, I got to thank everybody.
You talk about Dale and Teresa Earnhardt, of course. How are they to work for, huh?
Well, there's no explanation. I mean, that Teresa's wonderful. She don't have nothing to say very much other than let's go out and win. And Dale's really good on advice. And, you know, it's just Doug Richards and the guys that put a team together as fast as we are in jail like we are. It's super. You know, that's why they call them super trucks.
Now, let me ask you, talk about Bristol coming up, Tennessee coming up late in June. Have you ever run that before, and what do you expect it to be like?
I saw it on ESPN once. That's all I can say. But I never have, you know, but I got the best boss in the world can show me around there. He's got enough laps. So we're going to go out and do some testing. We haven't been doing much testing now. So we're going to go out there and do a bunch of testing next month and get ready for the second half.
All right, Ron, congratulations today. Jerry?
And, John, we will be doing those races from Bristol, Tennessee coming up in June. Not only the Super Truck event, but also the All-Pro and Dash Series events. You look at our results unofficially today. Of course, Ron Hornaday wins it. And, guys, what a battle for second, third, fourth, fifth, on to the field.
Cup champion. NASCAR Craft.